Vic, do you have an update on Alexander Johnson's injury?
Yeah, he's got a pec injury, and he'll miss the rest of the season.
Torn pec?
Yes.
And then how about Garrett Bowles? And
Garrett's day-to-day
Okay.
with just something in his lower leg, foot.
And then Browning and Mintz.
Yeah, Mintz is getting his MRI now as we speak, and Browning got a concussion, and with the short week, he won't have a chance to make it.
What do you think?
Tim? Yeah, when he ran into the bench area there, but he came back, and I think he's fine.
What do you think of Justin's performance, and will he continue to, Justin Sternat, will he continue to be the play caller there for the defense too?
Yeah, that's the way it will be right now. You know, we'll see how Kais can do with it also and make a decision by game time.
How comfortable are you with some of those linebackers on the practice squad if they have to play a role this week?
I'm comfortable with them, and we'll probably have to bring one or two of them up.
What went into the schedule this week of not having the players in here today?
Yeah, we've done that. We did that last year for our Thursday game. Done it other places where we've done it, and it's a schedule that I like. I think the players like. I think it gives the players a day to compress and recover. And what we do is we go out tomorrow, and all your practices this week are basically walkthrough anyway. So we'll have a walkthrough in the morning, which will be kind of a pseudo Wednesday. Then we'll come back in and meet again and go walk through a second time, which will be a pseudo Thursday.
Then will you be on the field Wednesday morning?
Yes.
Okay.
On the coaching staff side of it, when did you start kind of looking at film on the Browns? That process started before Sunday?
Yeah, it started last week. Obviously, all the coaches and their duties for the scouting report had to have them done much, much earlier. And I started, some on Saturday and last night.
Injuries are hell on continuity, but how concerned are you with the protection and the health on the offensive line and keeping guys squads?
Yeah, our protection yesterday, was inconsistent. Part of the problem is getting in a game like that and calling 56 or 57 passes because of the, the atmosphere of the game. And eventually guys can get beat, and they did. But I think we can protect better as a whole. And that involves not just the O-line, that involves the tight ends, that involves getting the ball out, et cetera, everything.
In pass game and run game, how much do you need Reisner and Glasgow to play better?
We need everybody to play better. I don't think it's time or proper to single out any player or any position. We just need to play better in all three phases.
Tight ends and the running backs and protection, is that just knowing the assignment or is that executing it? Is it both? I mean, what has to improve there?
Execution more so than assignment.
When you look back at the big games against your defense secondary, what was going on when you saw the film?
Yeah, we got beat. It's kind of been the tale here of late. We've given up, way too many big plays, more than we're definitely accustomed to doing. And when assignment problems, we just didn't play them well enough. And when the players aren't playing them well enough, we have to look at ourselves. We're not coaching them well enough then.
With Darby, how much of that do you think was just getting back up to speed with his first game action?
Well, I'm sure there's some of that in there, but he got some practice the week before, not much. Had a full week this past week, so he was confident that he was ready.
In a league that is, what have you done for me lately? What do you feel like you can really hang your hat on right now? What do you really feel confident about?
It's a good question. We got to feel confident that our secondary, which has been unscathed with the injuries, will play really good. Okay, we've got to hang our hat on our O-line, which we believe is a good O-line, and our running backs, which we believe are two good running backs, and Boone's in there making it a third. I believe in Cortland Sutton and Patrick, as receivers. I believe in Teddy's ability to lead the offense. Those are some of the things that we can hang our hat on.
You lose both starting inside linebackers and torn pecs. I mean, do you look at the torn pec injury?
Yeah, they look at it. I think, Josie's was a contact injury, and AJ fell on his, but yes, they'll look at it. And it seems to be a more common injury nowadays around the NFL than it has been in the past.
Vic, to follow up on the long passes allowed, are your guys on the back end, are they still playing within the scheme, or are they freelancing that may get them in trouble?
No, they're still playing within the scheme, but maybe not feeling the urgency to get exactly where they need to be at times.
3 straight losses. Do you sense the heat on the coaching staff? Is that something you pay attention to, or you just kind of tune that out?
No, I just tune it out, really. I mean, this is the NFL, and when that happens, that's natural. You expect it, and that's just part of the deal.
Your message is still resonating with the guys. This team you've loved since the offseason. You really like this group. You feel like the message is still resonating?
I do.
And what about that makes you think they're going to be able to rally?
I just think we have the right kind of guys that will rally. I think we have good leadership. I think there's a high care factor, and I have confidence in the guys.
Where
The
do
Browns-
you see the disconnect between the urgency we talked about the last 3 weeks and the scoreboards at halftime? Where's that disconnect that maybe we don't see?
Well, I mean, the 3 opening drives that we've given up scores, not all the last 3 weeks. You know, we've gotten beat deep, you know, and that's something that we've got to rectify and play better. We had a nice drive yesterday offensively to open the game. That was good to see. You know, I don't know what you can put your finger on it other than we got to play and coach better.
The 4th down in the first quarter.
Yeah.
What led you to go for that, and did you like the look that you got there?
Yeah. You know, it's 4th and 2. I just had belief and trust in the offense that they could get it. You know, we had gotten some earlier in the year that were critical and helped us. And I believe that we could and would get it. I don't regret that decision at all.
Coach, you said several times that your team needs to just play and coach better, but on a short week, what type of things do you do this week in practice through walkthroughs to help your team execute better on Thursday?
Yeah, it's not a good week to do that because, you know, practices this week will be very, very low tempo. So we've got to sweat in the meeting room this week. We won't be sweating on the practice field. So we've got to really strain our brain and learn in the meeting rooms because we're not going to be able to really strain and practice on the practice field to break a sweat. So it's got to be done in the meeting rooms. It's got to be done at home watching the extra tape. That's the way it's got to be this week.
You mentioned Sutton earlier, got open on a couple of go routes. How encouraging does he look each week like he's getting back to pre-injury?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'd like to see us connect on some of those. Those are big plays that could happen and could, you know, really help you win a football game. But encouraged by Cortland's play, I think he's getting better and better every week.
In the defensively, how critical is it to get some more turnovers? Kind of, I think, 1 over the last 3 weeks, and where have you seen that not happen here?
Yeah, it's always critical, especially if you can create field position besides getting a stop. So, I mean, it's something we emphasize, something we work on. We just have to do a better job of that. You know, we've played some quarterbacks that don't turn it over much, per se, throughout their career. And we've got to do a better job, no doubt about it.
Vic, you said it's possible that after the game Sunday, you said it's possible Jerry could play, but on a short week, what would you need to see for him to be able to play?
We would need to see him. You know, he's gonna practice. You know, because he's been out so long. You know, when we do some of our walkthroughs, he's gonna stay out and do some stuff full speed, run him routes, having a quarterback throw him the ball, etc. So we'll try and get a barometer on that, and we'll see. But I think the chances of him playing are less than 50% right now.
On those deep balls, what can Teddy do to kind of help give the receiver a better shot to have the ball?
Just have it closer, a couple more inches, you know, and the receiver find a way to make it, you know, when it's a couple inches away. It's both guys.
On the Surtain penalty on the first drive, what can a cornerback do in that situation? Because Kyle had one in the Jacksonville game where they're running right through him.
Yeah, this one was a little different than Kyle's. You know, he bit and the guy ran a double move. I see this as his penalty as being a better call than the other one was that you're alluding to. The other one was a bad call.
Your only primetime game this year, I mean, kind of help with little jolt of inspiration for the group?
I think so. I think anytime you're on prime time, players know it. They know that the rest of the league, or a good bit of the rest of the league, is watching, and I do think it provides a little extra jolt. Yes.
You don't want to put too much emphasis on one game, Coach, because you have, still half of the season remaining. But when you look at the 3-game losing streak and where you are right now, how important is winning this particular game against Cleveland?
It's as important as it was winning yesterday. Every game is very, very critical. And you got to go one at a time. And we're going to put all our efforts and energy into winning this football game. And you're right. Every game, once you get to this point in the season and you got a 50-50 record, everyone feels just a little more important.
When you've had a losing streak like this, what do you as coaches and also as team leaders do to kind of keep that here we go again mentality from setting in?
Well, I have a sign in my office that says, it's not time to worry, it's time to work. And that's my motto.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.